Hello, my name is Mercury, and welcome to this brand new episode of Media Fae. Today, I'm alone and I'll be discussing Aliens, the second movie in the Alien franchise, and also our second installment into our Aliens marathon. Marathon in quotations. We are doing quite a little bit of things, but it is it is part of the Aliens, our Alien review series, or our series reviewing Aliens. So, Aliens is regarded as the best movie of the franchise. It is the last, genuine good movie, at least from what I remember. People regard it as the best movie of the whole franchise. And kind of where the franchise just kind of ends in being good. So yeah, this is one of those movies where I watched a while ago. I gotta be real with you guys. I watched that movie a while ago. And I haven't gotten around, and I haven't rewatched it. I don't know when I watched it. Let me just really quickly check. I think my letterbox probably is not loaded. No. Oh no, wait. What the fuck am I doing? When did I watch this thing? Aliens. I watched it in August. Okay. Almost 4 months ago. And I don't remember anything, even though I watched Blade. I watched Blade 6 days before, but I remember more about Pacific Rim, even though I watched that 2 days after that. I gotta get back into watching movies, man. I gotta get to it. I gotta do shit. Did I not what the fuck? I'm here in my letterboxed, and apparently didn't put. Oh no, I did. What the fuck? What's going on here? Anyways, this movie, Aliens. Do I agree it's the best one of the franchise? So far, yes. So far, I've enjoyed it more than the first movie. And that's mainly because I could actually tell what the characters were saying in this one. I don't know, I think it might have been an audio issue on my part with Alien, with Hulu. Maybe it's an issue with Hulu. But the audio for the dialogue wasn't the loudest in the first movie. In the second movie, it was a lot clearer. So yeah. Let's just get into it. I don't know if this will be a long episode because yes, I watched this movie not that long ago, and I've reviewed things I've reviewed things that taken long for me. For example, last episode of The Continental, I started watching that shit in 2024, around it came out 2024, 2023. That's the first episode. I never got past that until I got past that this year. So yeah. But yeah, I don't remember this one, and even with what do you call it? Even with Devil May Cry. What the fuck did I say it like that? My voice is still fucking hurting. I should not do this episode that long, but I don't care. Today I'm recording a lot of episodes. Today is Sunday. So, and I haven't done this episode yet. I was supposed to get it done yesterday. But I said last episode it was 1 a.m. So I didn't think I was doing it in the morning before it comes out, and right now I ought to get to it. I ought to get to what I need to do today. And that's like 3 more episodes I have to record. I already watched everything I needed to watch for that. But still, yeah. Now this is, where the fuck is it? I watched. The reason why this like batch of episodes is taking me so long is because I needed to watch Dragon Ball. I will get into that in like Dragon Ball, what is considered season 2 in like the Funimation release is what I watched. So like, so what's considered the Tournament Saga is what I watched, and to be completely honest, it was such a fucking slog. People like this. People think it's peak, huh? I mean, okay, whatever. I thought it was okay. I don't know, maybe things are a little bit more. Maybe I'm just insane. Maybe I'm just. What is the worst episode here? I saw like the lowest being 2.9 Terror and Plague. I am not looking forward to whatever this arc is. Then the highest I've seen is the episode I just watched, which I mean it was good. 4.41. Anyways, let's get into the movie proper, not meander around like the last 2 episodes. So, but just fair warning, I don't remember much about this movie, even though I probably should. Like I said, Devil May Cry, I watched it 8 months ago, and I could recollect a lot from it. I don't know if I'm completely right about what I've said in that episode, but I mean that's what I remember from it, and I remember fucking hating it. So there's that. And I just realized that this movie is the only like good thing that I've watched for like, the only like thing I possibly reviewed this week, or like this today, I guess. So yeah, wonderful. Anyways, Aliens. Let's talk about the visuals and the action. The visuals for this movie are really, really good, especially for 1986. They are really good. It makes me feel like it's like a real place, and like everything within the movie just makes it feel real. They just like I think this in a refinery, like the last like battle of like the alien queen, like that one looks cool. Like the place around it looks cool. All like the base and it being overrun with like the xenomorphs looks really cool. Like just the movie doesn't look dated, like in any way. Like it still stands up today. Obviously, you'll be able to tell it's from it's from the 1980s, or like at least before the 2000s, because of how it's filmed. But like, you know, like it still holds up today, and I feel like that's commendable enough. Like for a movie like almost, it's gonna be 40 years old next year. For a movie that's almost 40 years old, like having it hold up to this day is pretty good. It's pretty good, all things considered. Not, I don't think a lot of movies are able to hold up 40 years later. Like even Star Wars, which Star Wars we have actually now that I remember. Oh fucking hell. I remember. I gotta look up. What's it? Shadow Lord. This comes out next year, right? I'm not fucking crazy. Yeah. You know. I was gonna say Star Wars. Like Star Wars, even I feel like we can't say. I don't think we can really say if Star Wars holds up. Because Star Wars has been changed so much that yeah, it would kind of it would it would kind of just hold up. But like you can't. I don't think you can even say that about Star Wars now. Like it looks, the CG in that movie looks incredibly dated, and I know it's almost gonna be 50 years, and I guess we'll be able to finally see like the OG Star Wars because fun fact to the 50-year anniversary of the franchise, they are doing. They are releasing the OG cut of Star Wars, which is a thing that we haven't seen since I think the 90s, like the late 90s. Or something like that. Yeah, no. What is Star Wars Zero Company? Single player turn-based, oh, never mind. Respawn. Turn-based tactics? That sounds interesting. Okay. I'm just looking for Star Wars to be completely honest. Let's see here. Published. There's a lot of books here. I'm seeing. Okay. You know, there's not a lot of Star Wars looking at it next year. The only like really big is Mandalorian Grogu, Visions Presents, Ninth Jedi, and Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. And I guess Zero Company, we're not doing that right now. It's like game. Anyways, the visual like I said, like this movie, even with its contemporaries, even like with Predator is sometimes dated. Like Predator sometimes looks dated. The costume work for that movie is superb, but the like the effects themselves are kind of dated, especially like the blood for the Predator. But this movie, I feel like it holds up really well. Like everything here holds up pretty well. Like the material work, a lot of it's practical. A lot of it is practical, to be honest. So it really like holds up. The only thing I can say like holds up the same is like Terminator. Then that's kind of it. That's all I can really think holds up well. I mean, there's probably other things that hold up well from this era, like Star Wars. Obviously, like the Phantom Menace holds up. It still sort of looks like 90, like not like normal not like CGI we have now, but it still holds up. But like I said, this movie is a lot of practical stuff, and practical effects tend to not become as dated as tend to not like be not be like how do I say this? They don't tend to date as quickly as CG, since CG was like a thing basically fucking made for Star Wars. It's like, so it evolved from there like pretty quickly in the 50 years we've had it. But practical effects were a thing for fucking millennia. So yeah, we kind of know what that looks like. But yeah, another thing is the action. This movie is not a horror movie per se. It is much more an action movie, which I will get into later, because I actually like the fact that this movie changes its genre. It has its moments of horror and obviously all of that, but it is treated much more as an action movie than an actual like horror movie. And I'm pretty sure that's not what it will, but like, I'm pretty sure that's not what the series will get into, and this is not going to be the norm for the entirety of the franchise. But it is cool to see. Maybe it will. Maybe, I don't know. I know Alien Romulus is like full on horror, and I haven't watched that yet. I will get to Alien Romulus eventually. Something I will say is that I will actually be able to get into Alien Earth before that, and I'm not switching it up for when the new year starts back up and it becomes from 2025 from a modern episode, because it's not from the current year. I don't care. I don't care enough. I'll just watch it, I guess. I haven't heard anything from Alien Earth. I'm going to shit blind. I don't really care anymore about all that shit. But yeah, just leaving it just leaving it there. I'll get into Alien Earth at some point. Not right now though. The action in this movie is really, really good. I actually like it. Like, it uses a lot of like the super like advanced tech that we have that we have in the world here, and I like to see that. Like, we see more of like, I guess, Will and Yutani as a whole, and we see like what they actually do, what like the company and all that stuff. Like, I like that. It's something that like seeing it here, and like seeing Alien and Aliens before watching Predator Badlands, it gave me quite a bit of like, ooh, like I remember that from Aliens, and it's cool. Like, it's not like a big pointy. It's not like a big like pointy. Ooh, I know that reference. It serves like a role in Badlands, but it's cool to see that stuff here. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if there's anything else from the franchise in that, but yeah, I know that Predator is like the most Predator Badlands is the closest the franchise that I've ever been to like coinciding with each other. But yeah, like, canonically, I'm not sure. I'm not sure the canonicity of Predator versus Alien. I'm pretty sure it's canon to Predator, but it's not canon to Aliens. And I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm guessing the Alien movies are also canon to Predator, but not vice versa. So yeah. Anyways, the action in this movie is really, really cool, and I liked it a lot. They had a lot of creative stuff with like playing around with weapons, and like machinery and all that stuff, and I really like that. So yeah, let's move on to the characters. Before I don't have much more to say about the visuals or action. Let's move on to the characters, which is my weak point right now because I don't remember shit about most of them. Aside from three, the characters I can really talk about. Obviously, one of them being Ripley. Ripley returns from the last movie, and I like what they did with her character here. We have her being the only survivor of the entirety of the first movie, and fuck. God damn it! Something my anyways, and she lives with basically what I think would be considered PTSD from those events, and she hears, and she's been asleep. I'm not sure. I think it was she was been asleep. Asleep. Yeah, there we go. 57 years. And they went, and it says the Weyland-Yutani Corporation went to the planet that she was on, and yeah, and she goes to help them get contact by the colony on the planet. And she finds a girl, and she protects her. I like that. I like that they actually listen to her. It's not I don't think this movie doesn't do the thing where it's the clearly experienced person is not listened to. No, it is treated like military. When you have a survivor, when you don't know what you're going up against, and you have somebody who knows what they're doing, you listen to that person who has lived through this enemy, even though you may not survive. Some point is here. But anyways, I think Ripley's really interesting, and I like her relationship with Newt, which is another character we'll talk about later, and how she acts as a mother figure to her, especially during this big thing, and knowing how scary and how dangerous this mission really is. So seeing her take this role and feel bad and being protective of this person, over this kid, I feel that was an interesting way to take her character, because that's something we didn't really see. Every character in the first movie were adults. So having a child in a situation, it puts a little bit more tension, and I think anyone would want to protect any survivor, especially if they're young, if they're children, because I don't think they should be here. And I think Weyland-Yutani brave take, I fucking know. I think Weyland-Yutani is fucking stupid for even trying to do this, when they should have known that the Nostromo landed on this planet, and then the entire crew ended up dead, and Ripley was lost for almost 60 years. So yeah, I don't know how they missed that. I like Ripley a lot. I think she's a badass in this movie. Fucking cleaning house with the aliens, with the xenomorphs. So, and you know, like, and how her experience like lets her effectively take care of them. Yeah, no, like I think he's cool. And like speaking of like, now that I brought up Newt a while ago, that's the second character here, Newt. And I think the character of Newt as a whole is interesting to have. Like, it is, I think, a cool addition for the movie. Because again, like I said, we see like a child being in a situation of an alien takeover, you know? So, and see how, like, and obviously you feel for her because her entire like colony is dead. Everyone she knew what were are dead, and she is like a byproduct. Her like her being in situations is like a byproduct of the what do you call it? I know what I want to say. I just don't know like what the word is. Idiocy is not the word, but that's the best way to describe it. The idiocy and the blindness and like recklessness of the Wayland Yutani Corporation. The word keeps escaping me. The word is legitimately popping into my head, but then I just the fucking it disintegrates away. It keeps going away. I'm having a brain aneurysm with this god. This word's giving me a fucking brain aneurysm. Call 911. Please, somebody help me. I am dying. My brain is malfunctioning. Finally, fucking I got it. The ignorance of the Wayland Yutani Corporation of like the dangers of this planet, and I feel like that's cool. And honestly, I know I said what the fuck you would never send somebody there, but like, I think we overestimate corporate. I think I underestimate a fictional mega corporation in space. So yeah, they were probably like, oh, let's build there. We can just fucking kill them all because we're humans and we're gonna take over the whole thing. Yeah, fucking stupid. The flawlessness of the human spirit. No, not the flawlessness. The flawfulness. The flaws, the flawed human spirit. But yeah, you know, I think New is an interesting character to have here, and even then, like, yeah, just I don't know. I say even it just like, yeah, like she like interesting. I like it. I think it's I think it's a cool perspective to have with this sort of thing. I don't think it's like you don't see it happen with this sort of a story, but you definitely like it's not a thing that people usually go with. And I think it's because this movie just does it already and does it well enough. Because we see like Newt's attachment to Ripley, and seeing as a mother figure, and Ripley being protected of her. Like, yeah, it's a relationship that I think worked for the movie. So let's move on to the other characters. Hicks is a character I don't remember much about, to be honest. He is a corporal and he helps out the survivors. He is one of the only few survivors in in the movie, so he's the cool, I guess. But I see. Oh wait, no, I'm fucking stupid. They definitely did like the thing where the fucking nobody believed Ripley until we got to the planet. Is when they actually like started listening to her. So I was kind of right. But yeah, no, I think it's interesting to see this character, and and seeing him like take control of the situation, and seeing how like this character is like he takes the reins, and how like forward he is, and how quick he is to act. I think it's cool. Like this character really exemplifies what like this person should be like. He was wrong. Not gonna fucking argue. Their lives are in danger. Let's get into it. Yeah. Jesus. I like him. I like how he has a plan. He thinks of a plan for like every situation. And how he wants to and how he evolves he's meant to do that. He's a corporal. He's part of the military. He's part of the big Wayland Utah military. So he's supposed to do that. But I like that. I like that he's like the brains of the operation. I mean Ripley and him are both the brains because they need Ripley's knowledge. Because Ripley has the knowledge of the xenomorphs and all that stuff, and Hicks has the knowledge of how to defeat them and weaponry and all that. So yeah, I like that. But I don't have much to say about Hicks because I don't remember him a lot. I'm gonna get fucking flamed for that, but I just don't remember a lot about Hicks. Next up is Burke, a character that I do remember quite a bit about, and Burke sucks so much ass. He is a representative of Wayland Yutani, and he tried to get killed. He tried to get money because he wants the xenomorphs, they could make me rich and whatever. I need a sample, but we can't take them out, so we need to impregnate one of these people, one of the survivors. God damn it, this guy sucks. Omega sucks. I feel like he was necessary for the plot because there needed to be a person that actually what do you say? He was necessary, seeing the company representative being this guy who only sees the profit in having this operation here. I think Bishop Burke, not Bishop. We'll get to Bishop later. Burke is it's an interesting enough character. Is a necessary character to have for this sort of movie. And how the company doesn't really want to have a loss. So this colony failed. Well, we're gonna bring back what killed them so we can study it and hopefully make some use from it. Who knows? But obviously that leads to his death because you can't really control the xenomorphs. But yeah, I think Burke is a necessary character to have for this movie. And next up is a Bishop, which is a synthetic in the movie, and I feel like he's cool, or android. And I like that, and I like that. And I like that he's not just like the same thing. Like obviously, like we know for a fact him being like an android what's it, synthetic. And I like how he's not just like, oh, like he's just a robot, but no, like actually like he actually like helps out, and even though he's not like even though he's not like he can't like die the same way, like I think he survives. He still survive. But yeah, no. But Ripley being the distrustful makes sense. After Ash from the first movie, like did he's an android, and he betrayed by letting by letting the uninfected get by then letting like a I don't know if it's infected, not infected, but like it's just infected here, like just like to have the alien light, to have like the xenomorph inside the guy. So like an android led to her whole crew being killed. So I get it, but here Bishop is not that at all. Bishop is an actual like cool character. I feel like it's a cool little like twist, and obviously not every single one of them would be programmed with the same function of like doing the best here. Like this android was programmed with being to doing what's best for the crew, while the last one was programmed to doing what's best for the company, which for both movies is getting a sample of the xenomorphs to study them. But yeah, no, I like Bishop a lot here. He's a cool character. I like I like his role. I like what they did with him. And you know, like I like how he does help save the crew, and he is like one of like the big reasons why. So it's a cool like comparison between Ash and Bishop here, and like, you know, Bishop's not an asshole, so yeah, it's cool here. And our last character is Hudson, which I don't have much to say. He's like the big coward and whatever, and then he dies, but he is popular for a few reasons. He is the guy who says, "It's game over, man. It's game over. It's game over, man. It's game over. That's it. We're done. What the fuck are we gonna do?" That's this guy. And I gotta say, for having very little impact on the actual movie, and just being like the funny guy who says that, and being like the last survivor, I don't know if little impact is the best thing to call it. I mean, he's one of like, he is the last surviving of like this sort of thing. Fan favorite, he dies immediately. But Alien 5. Anyways, you know, Hudson is just funny, I guess. with his line and seeing how like, but I actually kind of like aside from like that line, I like the fact that we see kind of what a normal person would be in the situation, like somebody who goes outside of like the military, like the protocol here, and just like freaking the fuck out because of the xenomorphs. like yeah, like seeing like what a realistic person would be in the situation, and seeing like the effects this would have, even though he does die at the end. Like even then, like it's seeing like what like an actual, like an actual person, like like somebody breaking that like professionalism that you've seen like in like military personnel and all that, like seeing it affect this guy. Like I think it's cool, and I think it instills some sort of horror in you. Maybe not, maybe more like, yeah, you get it because you yourself have seen the first movie, so you kind of get what these people, why these people are afraid, because these guys, these xenomorphs, just like massacred everybody. So he being like the last survivor aside from like Hicks and some other people, like yeah, like he be like him and Hicks being like the last ones from the military, and just being with Burke for a while. You know, Ripley, Newt, and Bishop, who I think stayed on the ship. I'm not sure he actually left the ship, but yeah. It was, I think also sort of a necessary character to have, because it gives you like what would be like the normal reaction to this sort of thing, and like and seeing like how somebody would break on the situation. I think it's like necessary for this type of movie. I know I've said that a lot. Oh, these characters are necessary, but that's the thing. Like characters are necessary. Like sometimes you have to have characters, and that like make the movie a better experience. Like sure, like you don't have to have this character here, but the movie would be worse out without it, because we don't have that perspective. When you have like these different people have react differently. Like Ripley knows what she's doing, and she knows what she needs to do. Newt is a survivor and clearly affected by, affected by what the corporation has done and what the aliens have done. We have Hicks, who is the military guy. He's the one who works with Ripley to in the military aspect and military like planning. Bishop is the android that helps out like the machinery and being like an overall support character, and like doing his task of protecting like the crew, and like helping the crew in any way. And Hudson, I mean, Burke is the big CEO type guy, like the big corporate guy who only sees like the big dollar signs with these characters. Then we have Hudson, Hudson is like a private. He's just your normal, typical military guy who is dealing with alien life forms for the first time ever. And this is like the first crew that we're dealing with this, with hostile life forms especially. So seeing that now is really interesting. But anyways, that's all I really gotta say about the characters. There are some other characters I guess I can talk about. Like there's other military guys who die immediately, who I think do a very well done job, a very good job of like setting up the horror aspect, or like the unpredictability. Because first movie was one alien, even though we saw a lot of eggs, so we kind of knew there would be more. Like the terror of seeing of you knowing what one could do versus what multiple do in this movie, and seeing how that affect and how that goes is really cool. I feel. But a lot of them survive to later on, and some of them are just like big military people, whatever. So it doesn't really matter. So I don't care all that much about them. But I think they do set up the the horror aspect, like, and the fact that these people like they've never dealt with this before and they don't know what to do, really well. That's all I really got. That's all I really gotta say about those guys. So let's move on to the plot. Like I guess all that stuff. I think this movie is 2 hours and like 10 minutes, or some shit like that. But it doesn't feel that. Like, I guess it does feel like that long. But it doesn't drag. I like the fact that it's not like the same thing. I felt like the first movie definitely did drag, at least until we got to the alien portion, like with the xenomorph. Like it did like feel like we got introduced to these characters, but then like we didn't really do much of them. And here we do spend a lot of time with the characters, but it's done in service of the plot because you kind of know what's gonna happen. But then it happens, you're like, oh well, and you're like, oh god, like it builds itself up a lot better than the first movie. I feel. I think it takes the same amount of time to get from like the point that we have there to like to like the big alien scene. So obviously this movie, the xenomorphs and having them like run amok all over the place. But I feel like this movie does it better because the first movie is much more like the wondering and less about like the horror. In here, we know what happens and we see like the base being completely destroyed, and so that there's like tension, there's things happening, and there's like we see them explore, and like you feel that dread with this movie, and I like that. I really, really do. Until like when you get to the xenomorphs and they just start fucking annihilating the Marines. Like it is like it is intense. It is cool. And I like that about this movie. This movie does play around, even though it's not the same genre as the first movie. It is not a horror movie. It has horror elements, but it's not a horror movie. It's much of an action movie. Action horror. I guess would be the best way to put the movie. It's an action horror movie. But yeah, like I like that a lot. Like the fact that even though it's been genre, it plays a round of horror. Oh, Jesus Christ! It plays a round of horror a lot more than the first movie did. Not the first movie. Like it plays a round of horror, like the first movie, but does it like a lot more throughout. Like you when you get to the planet, like, even though you're not seeing the xenomorphs immediately, like you feel their presence. It's not like the first movie where you get a while to actually get there, and it's more about the wonder. Here's about the dread, and I like that a lot. I like that a lot more than the first movie, to be honest. I think the xenomorphs are handled really well in this movie. You feel the fact that they are like deadly. And obviously, since you've already seen one, like you've already seen a xenomorph, and like what they've done to one crew, so seeing like, so obviously those people weren't military trained. Those people weren't, they were just researchers, or like they weren't researchers. They were just like transferring cargo from one place to another. They found a planet like with stress signal, and they died completely. Like they were outmatched. But here we have military. And we see like the same thing happen, seeing like the power of like the xenomorphs themselves. I think it's really cool. Even though they are relatively easily killed, they are still deadly because of how many there are in this movie. And obviously this fucking movie is called Aliens. Duh. But yeah, it's like I like how the xenomorphs are handled a lot in this movie. I think they're really well handled. And overall, I liked, and I mentioned the genre change quite a bit this episode, and I like that. I like that the genre, they didn't stay the same if going from movie to movie. I know it's, like I said, I know it's not going to be like that. I know they're going to go right back to horror with Alien 3. They're not going to. They're not going to actually keep it around. But yeah, like I like that. I like the play around with it. I did. It's, again, like I said, it still has horror elements, but it's not. It's not the main focus of that. It's much more of an action movie. But yeah, no, like yeah, I guess going to the actual plot, like it's paced. I think I said it's paced really well. I feel like the tension around it like is done really well, and obviously then thinking about like how to do it, and then just like then running into different problems throughout trying to get out of the planet. Like I think it works really well. And yeah, no, I don't think I have. I don't know if I have much. I don't know. I don't know if I have much more to say. Again, going back into that, like I like the fact that this movie isn't like a lot of horror. I don't know a lot of franchises that really that change the genre between sequels, and it makes sense. But I feel like this movie definitely did it and did it in the right way, and not in a way that makes it feel weird and or like out of place. I feel like this movie definitely did it and did it well. And the whole thing about we need to kill the xenomorphs, like I think they did it really well. But yeah, no. The villains is again the xenomorphs handled really well. I feel like everything here is handled really well. It's obviously more about like Ripley and her like trauma with the aliens and how she's leading people to deal with these guys. And obviously corporate mismanagement of things, but yeah, Aliens overall is a really, really big improvement. It is obviously a different movie than Alien 1, than Alien. If you don't, I get if you don't like this movie as much as the first one. The first one and this one are very, very different. Not very, very different, but they're obviously built off the same thing, but they are not. They don't share. They what do you call it? It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. There we go. It's just not the same thing. So I get it if you maybe like the first movie a lot more. It's slower and you know it builds. It maybe built a lot more. I think here the horror is built a lot better. It is, I think, an upgrade from the first movie in every direction. Like the visuals, the actions, the horror elements, the characters I think are better. I like how much they use the xenomorphs and like the tension around them. Like I like that a lot. And this movie is just really good. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. I know I spoiled everything. Maybe I didn't spoil everything, but yeah, I really did like it. So yeah, this movie is officially an S tier movie. I didn't have any problems with it. I feel like it was just genuinely great. This movie came out the same year as Predator, right? Or like that was 1997. I'm being stupid. I remember now. I'm being stupid. That movie is. I know for a fact. Fuck, it's 1986. I know for a fact Predator was 1987. Yes. So. Whoops, it daisy. Where is it? Right between here. Alien. There we go. S tier. Really, really good. So what did you guys think about Aliens? Leave in the comments below. All of our socials are in the description. And I don't think I'm missing anything. Right? That's been our outro. I always feel like I'm missing something. Like, you know, they say, like, it doesn't in the comments below. Oh, I actually completely forgot. I forgot these last few episodes. This part of the outro, fuck me, I guess. If you like it, leave a like or rate us on Spotify. Leave a like on YouTube, rate us on Spotify. If you want to keep up to date for content, Subscribe or follow us. Subscribe on YouTube or follow us on whatever platform you use. I just say Spotify because it's the one I know. And if you think, if you think we're worth sharing, share us around. I guess. Not I guess share us around. I'm telling you, man. And that's about it. See ya.